How far will Russia go in its war on Ukraine? What are Putin's demands? How far will Russia go? It is already clear Vladimir Putin seeks to take control of Ukraine and overthrow its democratically elected government. President Zelensky said he had been warned. The enemy has designated me as target number 1. My family is target number 2. Russia's stated goal is that Ukraine be freed from oppression and cleansed of the Nazis. Under this false narrative of a Ukraine run by fascists since 2014, Mr. Putin has spoken of bringing to court those who committed numerous bloody crimes against civilians. He has denied aiming to occupy Ukraine, and he rejected a UK accusation before the war that he was plotting to install a pro-Kremlin puppet. But then he said there would be no invasion either. One unconfirmed intelligence report says he aims to split the country in two. There is no immediate threat to Russia's Baltic neighbors, but NATO has bolstered their defenses just in case. One clue to his war aims came in an editorial published on the 26th of February, then deleted by state news agency RIA Novosti, in which the writer praised a new world order where Russia was restoring its pre-1991 Soviet unity, gathering the so-called Russian world of Russians, Belarusians and Little Russians. Last year, President Putin wrote a long piece describing Russians and Ukrainians as one nation, and he has described the collapse of the Soviet Union in December 1991 as the disintegration of historical Russia. A puppet has worked out in Belarus, through longtime authoritarian leader Alexander Lukashenko, but in Ukraine that is quite another matter. What are Putin's demands? To stop the war, the Russian leader wants Ukraine to recognize Crimea as part of Russia and to recognize the independence of the separatist Donetsk. And he demands that Ukraine changes its constitution to guarantee it will not join NATO and the EU. He wants NATO to turn the clock back to 1997 and reverse its eastward expansion, complaining Russia has nowhere further to retreat to. Do they think we'll just sit idly by? That would require NATO removing its forces and military infrastructure from member states that joined the alliance from 1997 and not to deploy strike weapons near Russia's borders. That means Central Europe, Eastern Europe and the Baltics. Germany's Chancellor Olaf Scholz believes this goes beyond NATO and that the Russia's leader wants to take over Europe according to his worldview. Putin wants a Russian empire, he warns. In President Putin's eyes, the West promised back in 1990 that NATO would expand not an inch to the east, but did so anyway. That was before the collapse of the Soviet Union, however, so the promise made to then Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev only referred to East Germany in the context of a reunified Germany. Mr. Gorbachev said later the topic of NATO expansion was never discussed at the time.